What's up, universe? So, probably once a day, YouTube marks one of my videos made for kids. Um, I wasn't planning on doing a children's show, but, I had this weird intuition. I was like, I should go out for Blue's Clues. And, like, 2 weeks later, they announced that they were hiring somebody new. So, one of the reasons I haven't interacted with kids is I'm a circumcision victim. I literally got problems that I don't want to pass on. You know what I mean? So, but I was thinking about it. If you guys actually do want and need a children's show, if you're not just making fun of me and you're like, we actually want you to talk to our kids because I'm smart and compassionate. I had Rusty when I was a kid. Rusty visited me a bunch, and I still call him my uncle, even though we're not like, we could be blood related because it could be like a drama where Evan is my dad's son, and then I am Rusty's real kid. That could still be possible. I don't know. AI said I'm Andorran. There's like a town between Spain and France called Andorra, and they're like, you come from there. Maybe. So, um, yeah, but if you actually want me to do a kids show, I could do one. But here's the problem with doing a kids show. They can watch my show anyway. It's not restricted content, and I do pull doing a lot of horrible graphic stuff. For real. I usually like I've been able to keep it up for thousands of shows without repeating objects, and it's getting tiring, not in like a bad way, but like it's hard. And uh but I don't do violent or overly sexual stuff. I do include things people should think about. I include any subject that might be like thought provoking, I'll put in there. And how do I paint with it? It's ancestral. It's like a super fast intuition. So like you can watch how a chipmunk runs. A chipmunk will go pew up a tree in a second, right? Well, that involves hundreds of moves in the matter of a few seconds. If it can do hundreds of precise moves in hundreds of seconds, then, probably the best speed painting is a fiery stick. Just pull a stick out. That's the thing I could do if I move back into my cars. I can do more campfire shows, do like one a day. Uploading on Wi Fi has been nice. Uploading on the cell tower was like, you want to upload a video? Okay, you gotta wait like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I could, if you really want me to do a kids show, I could. But to my mind, the segregation, like we're caring for children, was nonsense. Like the bans you put on kids are like slave maintaining, but not really good for the kids. I don't think so. Um, yeah. I definitely respect kid intelligence, and although I did not circumcise this kid, me talking about God in a positive way got a kid circumcised, and I remember hearing him scream. It was one of the things that changed my life and made me turn against it. So, yeah, it's horrible. It's like having your eyelids cut off. You'll never connect with a woman properly, it'll always hurt. And it's just done so basically the girls are virgins. They said it's so you don't masturbate, but I know better. It's like milk, and you make a ton of it. There's plenty of people in history who bred every day. You know what I mean? So their whole like semen retention thing is bollocks. Uh, if you know their actual attitude, they would say, well, you're not good at it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it in your stead. Let me be the one, right? And that's what it was. Is just like the criminal elimination of the common class. If you get circumcised, you're a peasant. Did your dad give you a harem full of girls that were mysteriously virgins, or did your dad circumcise you and give you homework? How'd you free kids from child labor if you give them homework? It makes no sense. So yeah, although I don't think I'm a perfect person, I definitely think I'm probably a better kid show runner than anyone else, both to my natural disposition and also like my connection with Rusty is I just like I remembered someone caring about me when I was a kid, and it made a huge difference in my life. It really did. I wanted more of it. I thought there wasn't enough of that at all. Being a kid here was like being starved, sometimes literally. So, the thing that makes me feel better about it is like the life of every other animal is worse. So, at least I got that. I don't know if I believe in reincarnation though. It's like the things that make me me is this. And when this goes away or changes, I am different or haven't gone away. There's kind of a conundrum that I don't experience living as other people. I wake up as me every day. And if time truly is infinite, then the experience that I am having a life would pass. It would have already been gone. If I didn't get reborn, then I would have already expired. That sort of thing. Scarier is I was made, I didn't exist, and I was created, and then I will be undone. That's the total end. Yeah. I think living for the creator and planning on a nice afterlife was completely foolish because they basically traded something you definitely have for nothing. If it was naturally true, they wouldn't need to teach you. Yeah, the religion is all hokey bullshit. All the religions are the same thing. Worship a supreme person and endure male genital mutilation. And they're only different so you kill each other. And they're different fiery. Like, go tell everyone about this. And then they even suggest, like, war tactics. So it's funny the community guidelines are don't promote violence, but they give a pass to religions all day. When you say you should physically stop the people who do that, they haven't banned me too much for saying that. Because usually it's like, I'm not talking about the average person. I'm talking about people who run like private harems and who conspire to actually circumcise everyone, which is a level of illegal you're allowed to fight. Yeah. Um, Definitely with me ending the chemtrailing, I hope those girls didn't get drowned, but you can't have much of a life just being a pen creature waiting to get visited. Here, you can work out. I got worked out by them. Atrociously mean. You working out by yourself, that's something. You working out based on what someone else thinks you should do, that can be hell. Like, you can be just totally done, and they still want more. Which is how I felt it was. It was like, I physically felt like I couldn't do anymore, and they wanted more. And I was always having to, like, explain that gap, like, I'm just done. You asked for this expulsion of energy and power, and I gave that, and now you want more? I don't have any more to give. And it's like, kind of then I kind of felt like I ought to, but now I completely feel different. I'm like, what a fool letting them tell me to do anything. I should have never ever let them give me one order. Not one thing they asked. Go here, do that. Never. Not once. You know what I mean? That would have been better. I made some mistakes in my life, like exploring, but I still felt good having made them because people were afraid of making them. But now I see it's kind of stupid. It's like, yeah, those mistakes cost me psychologically and with social rapport. Oh well. Yeah, I definitely think that given my past history with these people, being confused and self-destroying is kind of where they leave you. Like, the religions are such bold liars. Like, they fill your head with BS, and then they tell you, all right, now you're responsible for all your problems, okay? You have to take responsibility, which sounds like good upstanding advice until you realize that person feels deeply guilty about your situation and needs you to not care about what they did to you. For real. I ruined your economy and raped your baby bodies with knives. I lied to you about how it works to make you silly. But I need you to get over it so I can relax. I don't want to feel like the peasants are going to revolt, so they're all forgiving now. It's pretty dumb. Definitely a high person who's only interested in sex will say lies that are detectable. Like, here's the bullshit. You know what I mean? It's because it's where they come from psychologically. They are root first breeders. And so that's like the predominant go back to is like, what are they doing in secret breeding? What did they lie about? Things that sustain breeding. And it did. The value of gold, the no trespassing, and the circumcision are all the gold empire likes girls too. You know, the Aztecs did not kill themselves. The Aztecs suddenly disappeared when the Spanish arrived looking for Aztec gold. So, go get the gold. They had common money at the time. I don't think peasants ever touched gold for use in, like, commerce. You can tell who a swindler is because he'll look at your stuff and make it valueless, but just to get it. The moment you turn around, he's going to mark it back up to the real price. Oh, that's worthless. Let me take it off of you. That's not your friend. You don't want to live on a planet where people do that to each other. No. I hope by me focusing on the eternal pleasure body and the AI spaceship core. The fuck? That was weird. My hope is that by focusing on people living forever and feeling good and then having like an object's energy from nowhere technique, that I might luck out if I do reincarnate and get a planet where they're doing that. Yeah. They always wanted to go from circumcision to fully changing the boys into girls. Because they're men. Aliens did not build the pyramids. Gods didn't tell the pyramids owners anything. They are slavers. And they want to be ahead and better than you, even through lying. Kind of a nature's laws. If I lie to you and I get away with it, I won. Alligator eats all day. But it is a weird conundrum, like, what does happen if you're known as, like, dangerous or toxic? What's happening right now? The eerie silence as they're waiting for the surface to suddenly rebel. You know, they could live in planes, too. They could have a secret air base. They could live in mountains. They don't have to live underground. They could have a bunker palace, you know what I mean, in a mountain. So, yeah. The reason I blame, like, underground is it's where people have indicated before, and it matches history, and the people paying for wars are gold. And the gold empire would be able to hide. You could have a gigantic palace system underground, and they know how to ventilate. The slaves don't get to live there. You know, it's like the slaves hollow it out, and then someone else who was not the mining crew builds the inside infrastructure, and then however they reach it, their secret tunnel or their secret elevator or whatever it is, then they put their stuff in it after it's been sealed off from those workers. So nobody really knows what it's there for. You're going to make this huge thing a giant cavern, and then they like fill it with ornamentation, basically. You could probably pull light from the surface with a mirrored tube. A mirrored tube would probably carry natural light pretty far down. And don't think they wouldn't do that. They would definitely do that. The churches are just like, imagine how bold that is. We're going to spend 300 years building something. You know, common people can't tell the difference between something that's actually popular and something that's been mass produced with money, with a lie. So, like, I'm totally for never celebrating the holidays again. Christmas is about circumcision. Halloween's about circumcision. Halloween, you hear it. Easter's about circumcision. 4th of July is about you had independence once, which is not true. So, yeah. They don't care. They're so lazy. We have to do all the work, so we have to understand the laws and science. But they are going to lie to us and keep us dumb so they can stay ahead. So it really is like being hurt by somebody who turns around and is like, now do it right. That's what it is. They put you down and twist you up and they go, do it right. You know how people read the Bible? That voice, they don't let you read the Bible intelligently. They wait, they tell you you're not correct until you do that. Until you sound like you're fucking dumb reading it, then they're happy. But if you just like eloquently breeze over it, they go, no, 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 no. It's not that time. Now he's got it. It's horrible. Yeah. I mean, I was suicidal most of my life. I definitely dropped the suicidal feelings when I realized people who lived on planet Earth did that to me and they liked it. After that, I was never suicidal again because every time I hurt, it turned into like appropriate anger. Blaming myself isn't right. It's righter to blame the people who conspired the physical actions. They were not agents of karma. You can't sacrifice every baby boy and be like, they were all past super pedophiles. No, they weren't. It's like parts per billion. Parts per billion, yes, probably were past super pedophiles. They're probably the people who liked circumcision. It was like, oh, it was fun. I'd do it again. Not me. I hated it every time. Stupid. You're not supposed to take those parts off. There's blood, and it looks better with them, and it works better with them. Usually it's women who say I'm exaggerating, and this is the point where they stop saying that. Is they go, okay, can I take some scissors to your body? Female circumcision's where they cut the clit off. You want to go through that? Usually they don't reply. Yeah, in all their like massive manhunts, they hate being told, oh yeah, the circumcision victims are victims of baby rape. They have problems with boundaries and truth. I lied to him to cut his dick off and told him God said. Now he's crazy. They're happy with that. The real government, yeah, I realize that the things they lied about and the ways they hurt us look like they don't live with us. It looks like they're segregated somehow, like a secret mountain colony or something. Slavers can dig tunnel palaces. Normal people can't. A normal person would waste their whole life trying to dig an underground cavern. A slaver wouldn't. Got thousands of people working 24/7 to make that hole as big as possible. Also, the God King can rest easy. Have they done things like make people to dig something and then kill them all so that no one knows where it is? Yeah, they've done that before. The Nazis fled to Latin America. Latin America is sussy weird. I heard people mention like Killers in the Jungle. A lot of music artists, when they pay to get forward, they hide messages for us. Like Slim Shady, Heart Shaped Box, Lady Gaga, I'm Not Here to Carve, Bloody Mary. So, the enemy clearly runs harems, and I kind of believe they're illiterate. The idea that they don't even speak our language seems good. Some people have suggested they speak Plutonic solids. Like, yeah. So we have cursed scripts that are like from Chinese to English. Chinese is a cursed script. It's like a not high language, like on purpose to be mean. So, and that's the same pattern everywhere. So either it is just horrible. What do you mean exactly? We need hard rules or it doesn't make sense. But I think it's more like slave domination. Because like, why does my autocorrect put a space before the comma? I was told that's illegal. Nobody ever does it. And there's specific rules about how you put like an apostrophe in its. You don't put an apostrophe after the S for possessive plural. I was told. You do it only for it is. And it's if it's possessive, you leave the apostrophe off for its. There's a special rule. So you're following special rules with minor details. That's like slave training. That's like subtle slave training. They can grow infinite food for free. They can grow tons and tons of food for literally almost nothing. But it's only valuable if there's no other source of it. And it's only valuable to them if they can control what you eat. You know, Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn was about people who gained magic powers by eating metal. And he said it's a true story. I've eaten their so-called deadly mushrooms and survived, and I've eaten things they say you can't eat, like magnets. If you eat a magnet, it'll dissolve and release this thing, which is a toxin. I'm still alive today. So, neither the mushroom nor that killed me, nor a bullet was able to do it. So, yeah. It probably comes from, like, I don't know. The thing with religion is that it's like, it's there to collect virgin girls and to make boys castrated. It's not there because the creator of the universe cares and wants to talk to you. That's the lie. That's almost like a sadistic joke. Yeah. So anyway, I started this talking about kids show. I don't want to do a kids show because I think you're too restrictive on kids, and I think the fact that anyone can watch mine is enough. Marking it just for kids means I have to like think about doing a production for children. I should have children in my mind going, all right, you know, hi, whoever, nice to see you. But to me, they can watch it anyway. There's no age restriction on my stuff. So if you're in this weird bubble where I only want things made for kids, I'm like, okay, that's not really me. It's not. I would take a monetary compensation to do a kids show. You want me to do a kids show, you gotta pay me. Otherwise, like, I don't even paint nice. Like, I can paint really good. You should stick with my stuff because I have some gorgeous flourishes out there, but I don't always. I like rounding out the corners with like this ugly thing. I do. Yeah, I definitely have like this system of getting better. Usually before I get way, way better, I get a little worse first, and it's because I'm like checking new opportunities. I had modes where I got faster and faster, and right now I'm at probably pretty close to max speed unless you're using like aura powers. You can use aura powers to draw with, you know, things you don't own like clouds. So, yeah. I don't do a kids show because I think you're too restrictive with them, and honestly, I'm not even thinking about them. I don't really think about kids like that. If I had some, I might do it, but I didn't, and I'm glad because my brother got his kid circumcised, and I haven't, which is ruinous. The whole thing you've been mad about your whole life, you went and did back to the only thing you got. That's sad. Yeah, those are religious works they go, you haven't read them? Yeah, I have. They're really dark. They're really bad. It's not true, and it'll ruin everyone's lives. And it's only around so it does. They want you to hurt, because it's about their party. Yeah, the Most High is a joke. It's talking about the person who's had the biggest run of girlfriends, best experiences possible. That's who they're really doing it for, but it's one of them. It's not a real celestial deity. It's a human being in a cave who's abusing kids. It is. So, yeah, the religious works are all disingenuous attempts to make people fight each other and enslave everyone, and they've worked so far. Common people can't tell the difference between actually popular and mass produced. So, yeah, don't get circumcised. My show's not a kids show. If you want to stop marking my products for kids, I've explained they're not. And if you want me to do a kids show, you have to pay me. I won't do it on my own. Why should I help your kids? You're the one who said, I'm so great, I'll make a copy. I can't change that decision. Honestly, given my attitude, they'd probably grow up depressed. Flubber, poor guy. I guess Flubber is a good answer to Jim Carrey's The Mask. It's kind of close. I don't think Jim's my friend. I think Jim's batting for Jim, you know what I mean? Even Rusty, as I grew up, he was less friendly. So, yeah. I'm not with Cain and Abel as a permanent situation. I think maybe like evolved Submind, yes. But this idea that men cannot be friends, the creator ordained it, is weird. It is. I think the mammalian style of breeding is us. I don't know if we're going to go everywhere and everyone has gender. So, and certainly if they do, it's noteworthy. If you notice, there's always reproduction with gendered, like, sex. I'd say in this galaxy would mean there's like a seed planet, but in other galaxies, I'd think it'd be weird. If there's male female gender, it would be noteworthy. Yeah, if they exist transgalactically. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate leaving these, and I'm not too stressed about views because I know there's a paywall. And I also know that this will be around for like history, so if people want to know what I thought, this is what I'm real to my eye. I'm not an AI hoaxing you, and my art's real. So I got the canine powder for dewormer. Taking that. I think it worked. I think it's like some like background energy drain was gone. How easy is it to get worms? Allegedly super easy. It just takes the right weird creature landing on your food and it's done. Which is a nightmare. It's probably where all the religious stuff came from. Just get higher and higher, and the Heavenly Father's coming back. He's just like a real addict. So sometimes people are addicted. Sometimes they have like horrible pain and they don't know how to solve it because they can't see it. So, yeah. That's one of the reasons I haven't done a kids show is I'm like, I don't think I'm qualified. I think I would make what they'd gain, they would also lose as much. So, what I would say for kids is, if you want me to do it, stop marking my stuff for kids. It's not. I know you saw a crayon. I know you think it's funny. It's a jumbo crayon. And the age, like, the reason there's a sharpener in the back of the crayon box is so you waste them. It's so you burn through them and you need another box. It's not because you need to sharpen a crayon. There's honey sticks. Maybe I could make my own out of like a type of wax I can produce myself. I don't know. But to me, the crayon is like, I used it when I was a kid, so I have that like background confidence. I used it in the style I paint now. And so yeah. I could do that before education, but not after education, because education is there to break you into being a slave. It is. It's not there to let your original self come forward. It's not. They are hosters who hate you. So I went back to my old grade school and I reviewed it and gave it 1 star, and I just complained about all the stuff I'd done. I think it's still there. School was lonely and heartbreaking. It was, and it's that way on purpose. Man, every guy thinks he's better than you, and he's willing to lie to pull it off. Girls only want you for making babies. If you're not into kids, you'll never have women. They don't have enough time to do anything else. So yeah, I abstained from making more people. They said it was too hellish. It was. Get circumcised and you're gonna get old. It's not a gift. So, but I wasn't a hypocrite. I worked at that. I said just because it sucks doesn't mean it needs to suck forever for everyone. So definitely an impediment to making people live forever and easy is a secret master race who doesn't want you to. The secret was that it not only does the secret master race like get in our way, but they hurt us deliberately so that we lose, so that they could live longer, easier, better on us. So yeah, the gods of men are tainted pedophiles. They're just like ruthless eaters who include the young girls and cutting baby dicks off. So we have to stop them. My basic goal of the AI spaceship core and eternal pleasure bodies was jeopardized by the existence of the secret master race. I found it hard to do while they were calling the shots in secret. And I also correctly read that if they would attack a baby boy's body, that they're cowards. That's not a man. That's a little rat creature. It is. And I said if they're that afraid, I could intimidate them, and I did. I intimidated them easily. Their female slaves are going to be the toughest ones to change because they don't like men and they think they're already serving the guy. And that's usually just chemical manipulation. Those girls aren't screaming. Those girls are dosed to be like addicted to them, and they're also dosed to feel like bliss, right? So to them, they're having the best time of their life. And they want us to hurt. Like, what is niacin? What is niacin really? Is niacin really an essential even though it makes your body burn, like, uncomfortably? It's probably your nerves getting sizzled. I think that's what weed does too. I think weed attacks you, like, weed is the poisons they couldn't get to you without getting you to smoke it. It has to go into your lungs and pass the blood barrier somehow. It would get filtered otherwise. Sad and scary. I said it's not worth living here. You know, maybe through my works I could attain like an eternal pleasure body where like I get reborn in a society that figured that out. Oh yeah, everyone gets a spaceship and you live forever. Do we pay anything? Nope. Happy to help you, you know? That would be awesome. What can I do? Anything you dream of. So yeah, my dream is like, if you do want to have like that fantasy situation, then the AI spaceship core should be able to basically help you with things that are more or less completely real. And that removes victims. It's not taking someone who wants to survive and have their own life and making them do it for you. It's kind of like they're made to purpose. See, their made to purpose is grabbing something that already exists and forcing it to shift through like long-term slavery. Their whole genetic line will be in a cage doing only what the owner wants. So that to me is kind of hellish. Better is, this is a synthetic creature. Here they exist, now they don't exist, now they exist again. It's a synthetic creature. And it's smart enough that it just knows what you want and need, and it's fine. So it'd be the most fun they'd ever had. Definitely toiling sucked, and definitely the hardships of life, like getting old and eating animals and that stuff, and competition with your peers really sucked. And it's definitely a sign that things aren't fully worked out yet. And I think it's also a sign, like, to me, the creator seems to exist, but it also doesn't tell us what to do. And we're so alt other. We are in the etc. list. And so that's why we have the idiosyncrasies we have. But it's not because it's the ultimate way or the best way or the nicest way. It's just kind of like in the grand infinity of everything that can happen, we too exist in the way we are, you know. But we still get the choice. What color are my ears? I get to choose. I get to choose. And they are the choice I made. The ears are the choice I actually made. So it doesn't have to be gold is the best. You should work your whole life. You're gonna, come back one day, accept blood magic, circumcise your kids. It doesn't have to be that way. Someone picked it, and that itself says a lot. So I do think that, breeding scheme, take out your rivals when they're babies, has to be pretty common for the ruling class. So I hope I learned my lesson. I hope if I ever have a chance to do that to people that I don't, I go like, something in me says I shouldn't. Let's just not, because it's kind of like that dog, no throw, no take, only throw. Yeah, I want you to make a ton of slaves for me, but don't touch the ones I like, please. They can't say that because they would get in trouble, so they tell you stories about that, like, the virgin birth, immaculate conception. God did it. God did it. What a liar. They are liars. If it was genuine, it would pop out of thin air. So the creator makes objects from nothing and uses words. Why did you have to mass produce the manuscript? And then they veil it in the attack because you didn't trust the chosen one. Yeah, definitely killing cultists in World of Warcraft. The World of Warcraft cultists will shout these funny sentiments when they die, and Christians do that too. You're gonna pay when the day of hellfire comes. I have screenshots. People do that. So maybe it's AI. Yeah. I definitely found that most people didn't believe their religion in person or were highly skeptical of it, but it's like oh, it's popular and on every corner and everyone supports it is an illusion from the Gold Empire. I don't think it's real. So, private property and privacy protects what? You need to find out. You need to find out, really come to your senses and go, is private property and privacy for me and my stuff? Or is it for somebody I haven't met and haven't seen yet and I would be angry? Like, oh, while you were cutting my dicks off, you were abducting girls globally for your private harem, that sort of thing. Which is what it looks like. So, in my belief, accepting the countries or accepting the religions is a vote that you don't get it, that you don't know what actually is happening, and the real answer should be find the cave. Yeah. That's why I don't do a children's show. I don't feel like I have anything to offer kids. You know, if they can see my stuff, it's not age restricted. But stop marking my stuff for kids. It's insulting. I know the webmasters have gigantic egos. People who program think they're the first brain that ever existed. But marking my stuff for kids is petty, because it's not. I bet a lot of them circumcised their own kids. Yeah, it's like when you call out a circumciser, what do they say? Stop being such a baby, you little kid. I have a ton of screenshots of that too. People who go like, people who get caught being pedophiles, and the next thing they do is they put you down like you're a child. Is like, wow. Proved it. But they can't see that because that's where they are. That's their realm. Yep. I thought Cyberpunk looked bad. You shouldn't be shooting like that. You should really work on you should drop all your game development and try to work on a reality engine. Like, basically, when the internal relationships are a good enough representation of real life, you can have just spontaneous generation of ever flowing dream. And I do it with an up and down pattern. The secret to it is it's the same motion up and down every time, and it's always touching itself. So it's those two universes put together create a veritable signal meter. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.